Hare Krishna. Welcome to Radio Mayapur. Today again, I'm here, your host, Krishna Chitra Devidasi. And today we are very, very happy and fortunate to have with us His Grace Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu from Mayapur. We will be listening from him. So, Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome to Radio Mayapur. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for welcoming.
Okay. So, Prabhu, let's begin with how you came to the movement and all that. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to the movement? And you have served to Srila Prabhupada and devotees in Mayapur. So, can you just tell us that when did you meet with the devotees and how did you meet with them?
Okay. So, my parents were devotees before I was born. And I was taken care of by my parents as devotee. And it was in Mumbai. I was born in Mumbai. I came to Sridham Mayapur in 2004 for doing Bhakti Sastri. And
What was your age that time?
15.
Oh, very young.
I was very young, yeah. I was actually, back then, I was the youngest person who ever did Bhakti Sastri.
Oh, wow.
So then, since my birth till since I turned 5 till the age of 8, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was always telling my father that I should join Gurukul. But I'm the only child in the family. So that didn't happen. And then my Guru Maharaj also kind of gave up. Then when I finished my high school in Mumbai.
Okay.
And I came to do Bhakti Sastri over here in Sridham Mayapur.
So during that time, your studies were ongoing?
It was holiday times.
Oh, okay.
Because then I was in Mumbai. You have high school till the 10th, and then you start going to the college.
Yeah.
But I was already not very comfortable in the school life. Okay. When I was in my 7th grade, I already told my parents I don't want to go to Karmi schools. Put me in Gurukul.
So from a very young age, you know what is being a devotee like?
Yes.
Wow.
So then I wanted to join Gurukul, but as I said, I was the only child, so my parents wouldn't put me. Yeah. And my mother, she said, you finish at least your high school. After that, you can decide. Mm-hmm. So I did finish my high school, and then I told I would like to join Gurukul. So my parents, they found a Madhva Sampradaya Gurukul in Mumbai. And I was studying there for 4 months. It was already discussed with my teacher that in November I will come to Mayapur for doing Bhakti Sastri. So I did that, and I passed with honors. Wow. And when I showed the result, my Guru Maharaj was here before my parents came to take me back home. Because all these years, due to my examinations in the school, they couldn't come for Gaur Purnima festival.
Okay.
Now I'm here in Mayapur for Bhakti Sastri, which ends with Gaur Purnima festival. So they thought they will come
together,
attend the entire festival, and then at the end of the festival, we'll go back.
Yeah.
But when my parents came, my Guru Maharaj, he said, if you still listen to what I have to say, put him in Gurukul.
My God.
So at the age of 15, I was 16. I just entered 16. Then I joined Gurukul. Mm-hmm. And I studied there from 2005 up to 2017. Mm-hmm. So 12 years.
12 years. 12 years there, 12 years here.
Yes.
Okay.
So I studied in Gurukul, and then I got married in 2017. And when I did get married, I was serving in Gurukul as the headmaster. Mm-hmm. Then after the disappearance of our beloved Pankajangri Prabhu, then I was asked to join the DD department. And so past 3 years now, I'm serving in the DD department.
Oh, your present service.
Yes. I'm also teaching a class in Gurukul. I also train devotees in how to perform yagya according to the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. Because every
most of them know you. Those who will be watching, they will say, Prabhu is here. Wonderful.
Yes, so, because most of the sampradayas, they have their own ways of doing yagyas.
Yes.
And Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they also have a proper paddhati. But our focus is very much on the Harinam Sankirtan.
Yeah.
And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explains that Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he wrote a manual on how to do yagyas. But due to the lack of grihastas performing yagyas, then it kind of got lost. And it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur who found the book. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he got it printed.
Do you have a name of that book?
It's called Sat Kriya Sara Dipika.
Sat Kriya, okay.
So, so based on that book, then now we are teaching devotees since December 22. And we do like 6 months course. Every 2 months, there is a new batch. And 6 months a year, we have a course. So from the 20th of June, we'll be starting our 6th batch. And it will be, we have already about 200 devotees who have been through. The purpose of this course is for the TOVP opening. It's a 3 months program.
Yeah.
And for these 3 months, every day, we want to perform 108 yagyas. So we require about 500 devotees.
I see.
Then we can perform these yagyas.
Okay. So Prabhu, let's go a little back. What did you do in your early days when you were a very child? Since you said you were born in the movement, it's very wonderful to listen. So the youngsters who are very young still, they can listen something. What did you do in the early stages of your life before coming to Mayapur?
When I was about 9 months old,
yeah,
my parents were sent to East Africa, to Nairobi, for preaching.
Okay.
So
who was taking care of you then?
My mother was. I went with them.
Oh, you went with them.
Yeah. So I was only 9 months old. My parents were preaching there. Of course, I have zero memory of that. We came back when I was 1.5 years old. Okay. And the first memory I have is it was Janmashtami festival. Our temple was very, very small. It was a rented apartment. We had a pandal program. My Guru Maharaj was standing there, holding his danda, and I'm standing there with this Janmashtami, Happy Janmashtami badge. I'm standing next to him, like that. And somebody taking a picture. So that is my first memory as anything in relation with devotees, with the temple. It was a very prominent thing that every Sunday, the whole day we were in the temple performing dramas. We had a lot of children's programs, so dramas, kirtans. We had children classes. We had children Rath Yatra.
Separately, all for children.
All for children, yeah. It was a separate program. And during Janmashtami, Radhashtami, Gaur Purnima, we used to enact all those different pastimes through dramas. Then going out on Nagar Sankirtans early in the morning, about 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, we would be out doing book distribution, prasadam distribution, and playing around in the temple. Temple was our playground, as a child.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, since you became the headmaster of iskcon Gurukul and you were also maybe in charge, since being a headmaster, you take care of everything. What is this? It's a significant experience for you, right? So what is that? Can you tell us what you learned from that experience?
Okay, so when I was a student in Gurukul, we had a lot of subjects.
Yeah.
So, of course, through academics, we had our English.
Oh, I want to also, sorry to interrupt, I want to know this one more thing, that when you're in Gurukul, do you learn the academic subjects that the normal school teaches?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Some,
okay.
So
you can continue.
We had our English, we had Vedic mathematics. Okay. So mathematics was Vedic mathematics. English what we had was it was taken from the curriculum was made in the Gurukul. We took Srila Jiva Goswami's Sanskrit Sri Harinamamrita Vyakarana. That was the basis of the English grammar.
Okay.
And then we also had the system of the old British curriculum where they would teach.
Old.
Yeah.
How old was that?
About 180, 200 years old.
Okay.
When where they would teach I can't remember. I think it was called the phonics.
Yeah, phonics.
So now they are introducing in the schools in India now.
Yeah, now.
But we used to learn it over there. Like A had two sounds, A,
E.
like that. So each alphabet, their sounds, and then how it would be connected to the Sanskrit Vyakaran. Then our vocabulary was what was used by Srila Prabhupada in his books, about like 10,000 words. So there was the English curriculum. We had a Vedic mathematics curriculum. History was the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The geography was the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining the Bhumandala and things like that. History was our Puranas. Also, we did learn some recent histories.
Yeah. Recent histories, you mean during the Netaji Bose time?
Yes.
Okay.
Shivaji Maharaj.
Yeah.
We also had, but it was, history and geography is more like a general knowledge kind of a subject. Then we had, for extracurricular activities, we had cooking, martial arts, we had cow protection, agriculture, gardening.
That's nice.
We used to wash our own clothes, cook by ourselves. So by the age of about 15, you were basically independent.
Yeah.
You knew how to
school is
take care of
everything.
yourself. Yeah. And I also got involved with the book publishing. I also restarted, about 20 years ago, Gurukul used to have a shop where they would sell things related to the school.
Okay.
Deities.
I think there is one behind the...
Yes, now we restarted it.
Okay.
So before that, during Gaur Purnima festival, I would take it on a flatbed rickshaw, a shop. So we had a option of learning all three varnas as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas. We had that opportunity. So yeah, that's what we all learned. And then remember, it was 2008 when one of my teachers, we had gone to Delhi and we got a good amount of donations.
Okay.
And my teacher at time was Prithivardhan Prabhu. Now is Prithivardhan Swami Maharaj. So he bought me a nice laptop.
Okay.
To work on the books because I was involved with the publication. And then because now I had a computer, I had a table.
Your personal space.
I had some personal space. So then I got involved with the accounting of the school, the curriculum development of the school. It was mainly in relation with the mantras, deity worship, and Sanskrit.
Okay.
So from 2008, I became like a staff member.
Okay.
And I was already about like 18, 19 years old. So
very young.
Very young.
Okay.
So if I joined 2005, 19, 20 years old in 2008. So then slowly I became like an assistant teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And that time itself, when I was about 21, Jananivas Prabhu, he asked, he said, please give this boy to me. I want to make him the next head pujari.
Wow.
And that time my teacher said, he's not ready yet.
Okay.
Once he's ready, then, so eventually, I can't remember which year it was, but then it just progressed into that. I was in the ashram with the boys. I became the headmaster of the school. But we had there was myself and another devotee was the headmaster. Then we had one principal and we had two deans. So that was like the managerial structure of the school. Then as the headmaster of the school, my personal responsibility, because I was staying in the ashram, was to make sure boys go to sleep on time, which was about, for the smaller boys below the age of 12, was about 7 o'clock.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Mayapur, it's pitch dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
And then for the bigger boys, it was about 7:30, 7:45. Make sure everybody had dinner. Dinner, we had multiple experiments. You know. We started with milk and almonds. Then we had milk and puffed rice. Then we had khichdi. We had multiple options we were trying. But we were always very unsuccessful because it would end up that many boys didn't want it to eat. Or if they
mostly they were foreign devotees, right? Foreign or it's a mix.
We had waves.
Oh.
So there was one time when we had a lot of Australians. We had another wave of a lot of Spanish people. We have a third wave of a lot of Russians.
Russians now.
Yeah. Then we had a fourth wave of a lot of Americans. They came, and as long as I was a student, we hardly had Indians in the school.
Oh, Krishna.
Now the wave is of Indians.
Oh, okay.
So then it was like that. It was, after every 2-3 years, it was a different wave. And to make sure in the morning when the boys would wake up, so the elder boys would wake up about 2:30. The younger ones would wake up about
that
3.
Early?
Yes, because our idea was to finish 16 rounds before Mangalarti. Not everybody was successful, but that was the idea.
Oh my God.
And some boys were very enthusiastic about it. Many were, why we have to get up so early in the morning? But
was there any force to them? Okay, sleep?
No.
Okay.
You wake up. The force was go to sleep on time.
Okay.
Because if you can sleep by 7:30, it's easy to wake up. But for young boys, including myself, go to sleep by 7:30. You want to chat, you want to just hang out and things like that. So that was a difficult part. Yeah.
I felt very nice to listen this. Okay, during your time with the Gurukul, do you have any special memory, change or success that you're happy with?
There is one particular instance I very much remember very nicely. Was we had cooked every Saturday. We used to have feast. Okay. So we would cook all varieties of things. Could be in North American, South American, continental, Indian, South Indian, Bengali. Most of the time it was Bengali, but we had all these different items we would play around with. So then we had made this like a Bengali feast menu where there was a few varieties of sabjis, and one of them was paneer butter masala.
Paneer butter masala is a Bengali dish?
It's a Punjabi dish, but it's
mixed North Indian.
Yes, it's like a North Indian kind of a thing.
Okay.
But we had, we had the shukta, we had the shak, we had chachri, and the dalna was the rich sabji was paneer butter masala.
Okay.
And then it came out very, very nice. So next day, Sunday, we are supposed to go to Ganga, and the idea was, what's left, then we'll take it, eat it in Ganga in the morning. So from Darshanarthi, we came back and we are all like, wow, this paneer butter masala smells so good. And we were 6 of us. We said, let's just take 1 spoon each. Mm-hmm. And there were hardly 20 boys in the school back then. So 6 of us took 1 spoon each, and the pot was half empty. So they were like, what's the point? Let's just eat it. And then we ate the whole thing. We threw away the pot, and the story was supposed to be that, hey, it's tomatoes, so it got little smelly. So we threw it away.
Oh my God.
Such a, foolproof plan, and nobody would question it. Nobody would say, oh, it must have happened. So we did that.
What then?
But that was the first time I ever spoke a lie. So in my heart, I'm going, bong, bong, bong. Like I can't feel right about
Krishna.
this. So after everybody had taken prasadam, I went up to my teachers and I said, actually, we ate it.
Oh, you said?
I said.
Was it anybody else from that team?
There were 6 of us.
6 of us told?
No. I went and said.
Only you went personally, that's what.
And then my teacher was like, okay.
Oh.
And then all the boys were like, oh God, this guy.
My God.
And then we were punished for it.
Okay.
And the punishment was, next Saturday, we had to prepare, cook, feed, wash, and have prasad.
everything ending.
Yes. So from of course we had a supplier who would buy all the ingredients for us, but preparation for the entire feast, cooking the feast,
feeding them,
feeding all the boys, washing all the pots after that. So at the end of it, we all worked as a team. And of course, paneer butter masala has to be made again.
Then
it was very nice, and we all felt that it was worth doing it.
Yeah, that's
so we all worked as a team, and it came out very nice. In fact, we even had one boy among the 6 of us. He sat down and ate prasadam with everybody else, so he can come back to serve us while we are sitting and eating nicely. So these were the kind of punishments we had. It was nice. I felt means I don't regret stealing. At the same time, I probably wouldn't do it again. And we had a very good time together again.
Punishment is sweet. At least it's not a big problem or something like that.
So that was nice.
Wonderful. Okay. After Gurukul, now you're taking, care of doing yagya in Mayapur and all that stuff. So schooling others also, as we saw. So can you tell us that how you came to do this? Like, how did you come to this yagyas?
My first yagya I had done in my life was with my father at the age of 8.
Wow.
So he's a Brahmin. Yeah, he would.
I think Krishna made you to do that.
And then I and one of our play was my father had. From during my great-grandmother's time, we had a service of Laddu Gopal in our house. Mm-hmm. So I would become the 4th generation to serve that Laddu Gopal. Yeah, great-grandmother.
It's still there.
We still have.
Oh.
And then my grandmother, she had brought Radha Krishna deities. So we had 2 Laddu Gopals, one small, one big, which we would worship as Krishna Balaram. And we had Radha Krishna. Mm-hmm. So my father would worship Radha Krishna and I would worship Krishna Balaram. Mm-hmm. And that was our holiday play.
Okay.
And we would spend anything between 3 to 5 hours serving the deities. And then there would be a competition. Who did better seva? Whose dressing is better? Whose ideas are better? So in that we would many times, bring in few figures. Mm-hmm. Of animals or humans or musicians and like that. And we would create a pastime around the deities. Oh. And I still remember the first time my father showed me was Gajendra Moksha. We had an elephant, we had a crocodile. Then my grandmother, she was always, whole day she would be making dresses for the deities, ornaments for the deities. So we had one of this, it's called a tikki.
Mm-hmm. You mean for the head or for clothes?
For the dress.
Okay.
It's a flat plastic circular thing that you would just stitch in the clothes. So we took that, and my father he sticked it on the crocodile's neck. So that worked as the Sudarshan. Oh. And we gave a small flower in the elephant's trunk. And says, "Oh look, this is Gajendra Moksha." Then we started going, because we had Krishna Balaram, so I put one girl over there, then became Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, we made a Rath Yatra, and then we had a small garden, so we would get leaves and flowers, create a kunja around Radha Krishna. So there was always a competition between me and my father who would dress the deities better. That was my childhood game. Okay. And then, so when I came to Gurukul, then of course I got better at that, at the services. I was already inclined by the blessings and mercy of my father. And then we really wanted to do something for the adults in teaching them how to perform yagyas and like that. But I always felt too young to do it. And I just never was able to put myself together in how to do it. But then when I got the responsibility to oversee the entire opening of the TOVP, and His Grace Vrajvilas Prabhu, he said one of the things he wants to do is to have 108 yagya kundas and yagya happening there every day for 3 months. So I started putting a list of devotees whom I know how to do yagyas, and it ended up with 62. And I was
So
like,
you need
that's
more.
not going to work.
You need more.
Yes. So then in December 2022, then we started teaching devotees in how to do yagyas. So it would give...
So that was the idea of leaving Gurukul.
Oh, no. This is part of Gurukul.
Oh, okay.
So the yagya education is under the banner of Gurukul.
Okay.
I'm still teaching in Gurukul. I'm teaching the boys how to chant mantras.
Okay.
And then the adults how to do yagyas and like that. So that's part of the Gurukul curriculum. We just started it for the adults. All this time it was only for children. Now we started for the adults.
Okay. So the youth training in yagya school seems very essential, but why is it important? And how do the students get trained? Can you tell about that? And will they, what they will do after this training? Can you tell about that?
Or for in relation to yagya?
Yeah, in relation to yagya.
So now, see, fire is very attractive.
Yeah.
You ask devotees to come sit chant, you will get few. I'm talking about the new people.
Yeah, new people.
You say there is a yagya, you'll get lots of people.
Exactly.
So yagya, it's a very nice tool for preaching. Our main focus is Harinam. We never say that yagya is more important than chanting the glories of the holy name, performing japa, sankirtan. No, that's important. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he wrote a preface to Sat Kriya Sara Dipika, in which he says, due to the lack of grihastas, not maintaining the yagya samskaras, the Gaudiya yagya paddhati got lost.
Yeah.
But most of the people within the sampradaya are grihastas and will always be grihastas. So grihastha means you will have different samskaras in your house. Child is born, first haircutting ceremony, grain eating ceremony.
Most of us, like we were also born, we didn't get all this
because
of the lost, as you said.
Yeah. So then you have the first grain feeding ceremony, haircutting ceremony. You're starting to write, learning, upanayanam, weddings. Most of the people get married. So how do you do it? Initially, when iskcon was very young, then just get somebody from outside.
Yeah.
And getting somebody from outside would mean karmakanda, which our acharyas, they say it's like poison in a golden cup. It's not going to change. It just looks very attractive.
Yeah.
But it's still poison. So then there are two ideas behind starting this course. The primary reason is we will have enough purohits for doing the installation, not the installation, but the opening ceremony of the TOVP. But at the same time, all these devotees who are learning how to do yagyas, they go back to their yatras and they can perform the samskaras for the grihastas in that area. In Mayapur, we have about 8,000 devotees living. 8,000 people would mean, I would say, about at least 3,000 families.
Yeah.
So 3,000 families, and we have hardly maybe 15 or 20 purohits who know how to do yagyas.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of scope for occupation, one. Second, we also teach them it's not a business.
Yeah.
It's a Brahminical activity, which means service. So you have an opportunity to perform service to the Lord in a different way, in a different environment. Whatever the host gives you as a donation, you should be satisfied with that. Not that you're going to start charging like outside Brahmins do.
Yeah.
If I'm performing a vivaha, you have to pay me at least 15, 20,000, 30,000. If I'm performing housewarming ceremony, you got to pay me, X amount of money.
It's not just like a salary.
No, we don't do that. We request the devotees before the course starts to give it to us in writing that they will not make this yagya into
so
a
you
business.
have an agreement with them before the course starts. That's
Unless they
nice.
give that to us in writing, you cannot sit in the class.
Okay, that's good.
So, and we also say why. Because according to Manu Samhita, as soon as the Brahman says, this is my rate for performing the ceremony, he loses his qualification to perform yagya. So just for a few thousand, why to lose your qualification?
That's true.
So that's why Krishna will take care as long as we are doing the service nicely. So
Okay, so I personally want to understand one thing. Like, since you're from Mumbai, you're from north side, and especially Gaudiya Vaishnav, most of them are from Bengal. Like, let's take a look of the what we say our Guru Parampara. Yeah. Most of them are from Bengal, means this side.
yes.
So how did you get it? How did this Gaudiya Vaishnav ended up that side? And how from a very young age you guys, like you people know about it? I'm very curious to know this.
Well, Srila Prabhupada took it all the way to the west.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's definitely.
And then, of course,
how did it connect? Because you're saying since a very young age you were in devotee, so you were devotee. So how did it connect to your parents?
See, Juhu temple was there.
Yeah, definitely.
In Mumbai. Then few years later, Chaupati temple came there. Radha Gopinath ji came there. So there was a lot of preaching happening. And there was one devotee, one preacher who made, who got my grandmother connected to the temple.
Okay, grandmother.
Yeah, my grandmother. And my father was already married by then. So they started going to the temple. And then they got interested. My father was working in Indian Navy at that time. And then, so whenever he is in town, we would go to the temple. Otherwise, with my grandmother, with my mother.
But before being a devotee, like before being a devotee to iskcon, were you all having like being same, like you were leading a lifestyle like being a devotee? What is it like?
See, Mataji, about 30, 40 years ago,
yeah,
what we say leading a life of a devotee was normal.
Exactly. In India.
In India. It was normal. You know, like my parents, they never had tea, coffee, onion, garlic.
Oh, wow.
That's just something that within the family.
But still in India, many places they considered onion, garlic as an, what we say, as an vegetable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not about 30, 40 years ago.
Okay.
So even as you can say somebody not connected to iskcon, they never had that.
Wow.
It was a normal life, you know. When they came to iskcon, my father used to tell me, when we came to iskcon and they said you have to follow 4 regulative principles, and my father was like, what's there to follow in this? This is normal.
This is normal.
You know, no meat eating.
And now it is a little abnormal.
It's like, so like, it was not a change in your lifestyle.
Okay.
At the same time, you are getting a proper channel of education in Krishna consciousness. So that's what inspired my father. And then he and my mother, they took initiation. Later on, my grandmother took initiation.
Okay.
And then I was already born before their initiation. But you know, it happened in the same year. I was just like 2-3 months old when they got initiated. But already before, like I think my grandmother, she joined in 1987, 88. And I was born in 89. So I only had prasadam in my life from my mother's womb. We never had.
You're very lucky, Prabhu, from very young age. That's very nice, Prabhu, to listen from you. Do you have any last message for our viewers to listen, or something that you would like to share to the world?
Krishna consciousness is not hard or difficult. It's a lifestyle, which is connects us to Krishna. Connects us, and you know, even if you are not a devotee or someone like that, but it still makes you a good human being. And Bhagavatam explains human being means that you do something more than just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. You perform Krishna consciousness. So this is what Krishna consciousness is about. Srila Prabhupada was such a gentleman. He treated everybody very nicely. That's what he teaches us in his purports, in his life, you know, through his letters, through his, you know, purports, his preaching. And the ultimate goal is to become Vaishnavas. And recently I'm starting to realize that just because we chant Hare Krishna or we put tilak on, we wear dhoti on, doesn't make us Vaishnavas. Vaishnava means you are actively working to get out of this material world.
That's nice.
Otherwise, there is no difference between you and a person outside iskcon.
Exactly.
It's just you are, somewhat connected, but you have no goal in your life. So
Exactly.
that's by the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, then we have that.
Jai. Wonderful. So we are ending today's interview with Prabhu with this verse. We had a wonderful listening from Prabhu about his life and times. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for coming to our studio. All Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jai.
Jai.